though. Still having a baby.
And so it's
could you imagine those fucking girls just like right after like 9 months pregnant, turning butter for 6 hours just to fucking provide for the family, having your baby like just there on the ground.
Just
no medicine for like miles, and even then you couldn't afford it because you had a shit farm. And
dude, I know, it's just
they probably were still doing chores during their labor.
Dude, I mean that's honestly like just what it made me think of when I saw that. Is I was like, okay, this is insane. Like, we're seeing this happen, and back in the day, like, that didn't happen. It was just, you rolled the dice.
Yeah. And I mean, here's the thing.
You know, honestly, I think that could be something that, not in, I mean, it was just natural population control, really, I guess. I mean,
just it being fucking painful.
Yeah, just, I mean,
and being that intense of a fucking.
Yeah,
it's no wonder people only live to be like 30.
It makes sense, yeah. Right, yeah, jeez. Just the men having to deal with it and the women themselves having to go through it. Just,
yeah, dude, but still. Right? Yeah. But, I mean, as true as that is, I would rather deal with it, man. I would just rather deal with the ladies kind of, what we consider bitching and moaning than being like, yo, fuck you, than actually dealing with it.
Funnily enough, I was actually jokingly talking with my mom about this a couple weeks ago. Shout out, Mom.
Hello.
We were just jokingly talking about how it is really truly conceivably possible that women like could take over, and like there's a future like where like,
go into that. I'm curious.
Just it was all joking and fun, but I was just talking about like just through their sheer means of womanly ways and being smarter than us and outwitting us, just dumb men. I can't remember what we were talking about, but it led me to that. And
knocking on the head with a
hammer. It led me to like this futuristic, like, I think we were talking about Wonder Woman. That's why. Okay. So she came, and how, where she came from the Amazonians. So there's no men. They're all fine. And so we were just joking about that. And I was like, I totally see that. Like, I could see women taking us over and just having men hooked up to like sperm machines, like a
just
a
milk
cow.
us.
We're just all sitting there, just like
just fat as fuck, just eating, just being fed whatever the fuck we want and being milked. Like we're just constantly getting jacked off. Like, I mean,
tell me, that they could do it.
Ask me my senior year in high school, and I would have asked where to sign up. Yeah. Like, seriously.
That's how they get you, dude. That's how they would get us. That's how they would start.
Excuse me. So you mean that I'm trapped in my room, but I'm just constantly fed.
Yeah.
And you just...
I can play video games and just stay here and do
and
nothing.
Pretty much whenever I want to, finish, you can just come in and help me out with that. Yeah. Yeah. Just, where's my quill?
This took a
dude, no,
turn. That's so funny.
Just accept it, dude. Yeah. This is background noise.
Just right. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Hey.
You need saturated fats, and you do need unsaturated fats,
because the saturated fats actually go into your body and saturate themselves with your body fat, and then you excrete them through your urine.
And she was kind of also talking about how like she started being vegetarian because she wanted to be healthy, she wanted to be fit, but she found herself being 25 pounds overweight because why? The thing about being a vegetarian, you have to be very good about your intake of protein. And a lot of people can say, hey, look, this cup of like spinach is the same amount as a chicken breast. But your body doesn't process, proteins out of the same way out of vegetables as it does meats. It's a lot easier to obtain the protein through meats. So you have to, like what seems like a cup of broccoli to match a burger, you really have to have like 2 or 3 cups of broccoli for your body to actually absorb the same amount of protein as you would in a steak.
Yeah.
And they're not realizing that. And
it's the structure. It's the molecular structure of the protein itself is different in plants and animals.
And here's the thing too. I forgot what I was gonna say. It was going the same thing. Oh, your body cannot process its own. You can't sustain energy off your fats at that point because you have to become, for energy, you have to become more dependent on carbs, beans, potatoes, and real starchy things. And so your body you rely more on glucose than you actually do fat. And that's why you'll see these vegetarians, have some extra weight on them because they're maybe not exercising, maybe have a good diet but not exercising, so they're eating all these carbs and getting some extra calories in without even fucking realizing it. And they're fucking. The crazy thing is when you see fat on someone, that's energy. Like literally your body, if you don't go far enough to where you can't return, if you're able to make it find energy on the fat again, you can lose a lot of weight and you can fast. That's why people who find out and see how their body works out and you can process fats as a source of energy, fasting really works. But eat. You don't fucking starve yourself.
Right.